The Kingpyn boxing tournament has been tumultuous and uncertain. After near cancellation, after a partnership with the Zone, after losing and gaining several fighters, it returns, and it is chaos. Kenny came out dressed like my uncle.
And now, making his way to the stage, Kingpyn!
Elbrook revelled in the victory of battle.
The competitor that a lot of people look to as the favourite, and perhaps rightfully shows. She was the one who had the most experience in this realm. How much are you relishing the opportunity to challenge Elle? And if you beat her, I mean, I know this is a tournament, but does that make you the favourite?
I guess you talked to me about it in the face-to-face. You want to turn pro?
Yeah, I do. I really want to box. This is what I want to do.
Some found love.
I'm gonna do it properly.
Some found hatred.
One thing I heard you say yesterday was you want to break that man's nose. You got intent tomorrow night.
Yeah, you know, he's got a big nose, so it's a big target for me. So I'm looking to do some damage.
Some weren't vaccinated.
You know, being a little teddy bear, not even knowing what a jab was.
Some more found hatred.
There's been a lot of nice talk up here, but I know something got under your skin the other day. We tried to film a face-to-face with you and Emily didn't show. So what were, I mean, is there some animosity there off of that?
I mean, she didn't show up, so I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't show up to a scheduled face-to-face with your opponent before your fight, but you'll have to ask her that.
What was the deal with that, not showing up?
In the country at my own expense. If you want to face off, do it when I'm on the clock. I'm not scared, I'm here.
You were on the
I asked
clock.
you to fight in tens. I asked you to fight in tens. You didn't reply.
I'll
You want
fight
to knock? Go on, let's do it. Let's go. Honestly, you want that knockout so bad.
I do.
You obviously
You
need
have
those
no
age. You
idea what
need
you're going to
them.
walk into.
Whitney showed just how much this means to her.
Whitney, do you see this fight going all 5 rounds, or you think you could get this finished?
I mean, who knows? They always say the finish comes when you're not trying.
And the host shit himself.
I've been around this man a lot over the last few years. Each and every time I've seen him, I'm scared to the point where I have to carry spare underwear with me. He is that scary.
To say the least, the press conference and weigh-in was wild. The idea of doing it both at the same time, I think, was a little risky, given how heated some of the arguments can get during the press conference. Usually the weigh-ins, they're like maybe a day later, sometimes even a couple of days later, sometimes even a couple of months from now, depending on when the press conference is. But with this case, the press conference was 10 minutes before the weigh-in, well, at least for the men. The women's press conference would be a little longer, the span of how long the men's press conference lasted. However, the arguments, the heated arguments, would be carried on into the weigh-in, which led to some entertaining moments. I myself am going to the new Kingpyn event. I'm incredibly excited. You can expect a video in a couple of days of my experience going to the event, seeing the fighters in person, seeing everything myself with my own eyes. I gotta say, when it was fear and cancellation, I was concerned, I was worried, I was a little upset, because there hasn't been a YouTube boxing event or influencer boxing event in Ireland whatsoever. I've lived here my entire life. There's so many Brazilian people there in support of Julie Poco or in support of Whindersson Nunes. I can't wait. I honestly can't wait. It's going to be an amazing experience, and I'm very excited. So I guess all that's left is to give you my final predictions on the big ones, the fights that I really care about. We've got Kenny and Whindersson Nunes, which is a tough one because I've followed Kenny for a while now and I've enjoyed his fights. I've really enjoyed his fights. He's a good fighter, and to see how he's improved over the years. The fight with Raksu did his career a little dirty because, you know, it wasn't him at his best, but his defensive technique in that fight was amazing. To see that mixed with the level of boxing IQ and sheer underdog spirit that he brought up against my mate Nate. I think it'd make it a good fight. I think Whindersson Nunes fights on the front foot a lot. His head's there for the jab, but I'm not sure if it's going to be enough for Kenny. Who knows? Guess we won't find out till the bell rings. Then we come to Elbrook and Julie Polka. This is another one. It's going to be a heart-wrenching fight because I support both of the fighters. They're my two favourite female influencing boxers. It's going to be hard. It's going to be a hard one to call. Julie is not as tall comparatively to Elle as people would have assumed. They're both fighters, real warrior spirits. Emily's fighting Barbie. However, she shares the same warrior spirit that Elle has. So I hope she'll succeed too. But Julie and Elle is a hard one to call. I want Julie to do well. I want Elle to win. But I can't say that she will. And then finally we've got Gibb versus Jarvis. Now this fight is unique because we haven't really seen Gibb fight on the back foot. We've seen that Jarvis isn't good on the back foot when he fought with Tom Zanetti. You watch Tom Zanetti and Jarvis back, I still say to this day that it looked like Tom Zanetti was winning until he quit. There's an argument there, regardless of whether he was winning scores wise. There is an argument that could leave us in a situation where both fighters aren't good on the back foot, so they have to come head to head straight up directly in the middle of the ring. That could lead to some dangerous shots being taken. Jarvis has learned that he can take these shots from Tom Zanetti, but can he dish out shots hard enough himself to knock out Gibb? I'm backing Gibb. But let me know what you think down in the comments. Let me know your predictions for this fight tomorrow, and I guess we'll find out what happens next in the coming hours. Subscribe if you want to see my video on my events at the Kingpyn Boxing Tournament. Comment down below what you think about all the fights, your predictions, and like this video if you enjoyed it. And as always, no rest for the wicked.